In this video, I share how I upgraded the looks of my room doors. The room doors that were installed in my home had a very basic flat surface look. While they looked clean at the time of installation, they now seem a little too bland, and we wanted to change the looks of the door to be a little more modern. We managed to upgrade the look of our door with $13 per door for the material costs. The options I considered were obviously replacing the doors entirely. It would have cost me somewhere between $100 to $300 per door and was quickly discarded as an option. When considering a little less involved option, I found some interesting options on Amazon where they were selling pre-fabricated molded scalloped wainscot wall panels. While looking pretty and elaborate in patterns, the cost per single pack was around $15. I would have needed at least 2 per door, which would put the total cost to $30. Also, sizing options on these were hard to customize to my home doors. So after giving it some thought, I decided to make the pattern myself. After all, it's just a rectangle that I could easily put together myself. I first measured the door sizes and drew out the spacing I wanted between the moldings. The handle knob was about 4.5 inches in from the edge, so I decided my magic constant to be 4.5 inches. From this, I calculated backward in how tall I wanted the moldings to be and how wide I wanted them to be. I first went to Home Depot looking for materials to use. While the wood trims would have been an excellent choice, I ended up choosing PVC moldings of simple shape. I chose a simple shape because it was cheaper, about $5 per 8 feet, b. They were easier to manipulate under the miter saw. These were easy to transport, cut and install. Once I got the materials and dimensions, I started cutting them to the correct sizes. A side note on tips: to some of you, it may be easy to cut the pieces in the exact same length, but for me, they all turned out a little different in size each time. So I first cut them in generally equal length and picked one to be the standard size for the length and trimmed the rest at once. Once they were of equal length, I set the miter saw to a 45-degree angle and cut away the corners, so they would fit together when put on the door. Make sure to be careful when operating the miter saw with the usual precautions. One mistake I kept making when I was hurrying the process was that I would bring the blade to the molding too quickly before reaching the saw's full speed, which in turn abruptly broke off the molding instead of sawing through it. After all the cuttings were done, I started putting the molding pieces on the doors. In hindsight, it would have been easier if I had done this after the door was taken down, especially since I was going to spray paint it. But I first put the moldings on while the door was still in place. I started from the top and marked the door with painter's tape at 4 points, 2 that measured 4.5 inches from the top and another 2 that measured 4.5 inches from the left and right sides. Where these pairs met was where I was supposed to place my horizontal piece, which should be level and centered. Then I started to place the vertical trims followed by the closing horizontal trim. Then rinse and repeat. One tool that helped me save time and achieve the desired look was the laser level. It helped me easily place the vertical trims in line between the top and bottom trims. While placing them, I fixed them onto the door using painter's tape. After I was satisfied with the look, I took out my nail gun and stapled the pieces onto the door for good. This left nail marks on the trims. I initially thought these would be easily hidden by painting over them, but they were still quite visible after the paint job. I will later put caulk over them and paint over to hide them from showing up. And I did this 4 times and transformed the look of the doors. All in all, it cost me about $55 for all 4 doors, or about $13 per door. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more videos as I upload them weekly. Also, for the tools used in the video, check out the links in the description page.